let's talk movies.
Okay. Let's talk movies. It's almost Easter, right?
Yeah.
Getting
Yes.
close to Easter. So this is a great movie for Easter. I think it is anyway. It's called Risen.
The Nazarene said he'd rise again after 3 days. We will lose peace and order if it's true.
Will the people believe it?
The weak will.
There will be no other gods.
Kill him.
The tomb is sealed, guarded with your life.
So obviously this is the story of the resurrection, and Joseph Fiennes stars Joseph Fiennes. And Joseph Fiennes plays Clavius. He's a brutal Roman who is about to find a new way, I believe, in his search for Christ who is risen. And it's a terrific story, and it's told from a perspective that we've not seen before. So that's why I think it's really a fresh approach and a great look. And it's a story. This is a story for everyone. This is just not a story for Christians. I mean, this is a story. You see the story and you learn an awful lot. It's just terrific. And that's Joseph Fiennes right there. And had a chance to talk to him about making this movie, and he said it wasn't an easy movie to make.
It was tough, and the big challenge was, apart from the heat and the sort of dusty locations, but the big challenge was, was bringing an authenticity to Clavius, and taking the audience through a journey of a non-believer, a brutal Roman soldier who's pretty savage and surgical when it comes to fighting. But I also felt that he's in the industry of death. He's almost bordering on post-traumatic stress. I think he's saturated. He reeks of death. So he's a man probably at the end of his military career. He's a man that's ready for change. And that's a big sort of subconscious kind of dialogue within him.
The actor that plays Christ is Cliff Curtis, and it's one of those tough roles. And oftentimes, historically speaking, people who have portrayed Christ have had a tough time with getting their next job or jobs down the line because they become so a part of that or so recognized as playing Christ that it's a powerful role. And Cliff Curtis talked about playing Jesus, and he said that for him it was like a dream come true.
It's a miracle. It's a miracle. It's absolutely intimidating, but I took it as a miracle. It's like I never thought it would happen in my lifetime. As a kid, Jesus was my first superhero. I grew up, I didn't read comics, I read the Bible. And as an actor, when I became an actor, people would say, "What role do you want?" I said, "I want to play Jesus." I never thought it would actually happen. It was a joke. It was like I thought it was funny.
The body has vanished. His tomb is empty.
Where has he gone? It was beautiful. It was surreal. It was dreamlike. I took a vow of silence. I prepared as much as I possibly could for the role, to put my ego aside and to understand that I had to be in a state of service. And when I got to the crucifixion scene, I was in a state, of meditation, really.
It's interesting, you hear him say that he never read comics and that sort of thing, but you remember the movie The Greatest Story Ever Told?
Right.
The Bible's probably the greatest adventure ever. So, I mean, if a kid gets embroiled in that, you can see where this guy's coming from.
I think for a lot of actors, the role of a lifetime. I mean, you're playing Jesus Christ. I mean,
I never thought, when I saw it here, the greatest manhunt of all time, I never even thought of it in those terms.
And that's exactly what it is, yeah. So that gives it that new, fresh perspective. Also, interesting thing I learned from this, too, is Joseph Fiennes was saying he did not want to meet Cliff Curtis, who plays Christ, until he actually meets him in the film, because he wanted that fresh reaction to it. He says sometimes when you over practice something or over rehearse something, it goes stale and it becomes a bunch of, and he uses the term bull, whatever. It's not really funny. You're talking about this great religious story and you're talking like that, but you're still a mechanic when you're an actor and that sort of thing. But the other important thing he said was that Joseph says that this film is for everyone.
The hook for me is really seeing the story unfold through the eyes of a non-believer. And this is kind of unusual, and for me it allows a wider audience to enjoy it. It doesn't polarize one camp in that it's not revisionist, and it doesn't polarize the other camp because it's too Sunday school and conservative. So it allows us to really relish a wonderful story that's full of themes. We could talk about faith, or we could talk about redemption, but there are themes that I think audiences can take away, believer or not, in the story of Christ.
Not giving anything away, but one of the scenes, as you said, like the greatest manhunt of all time, Clavius, looking for the resurrected Christ, has every body that was buried in the past 2 or 3 days there dug up again,
Wow.
looking for.
Okay.
So I mean, it's just like one of those crazy crime kind of things
Yeah.
you never think about. So,
Man.
yeah, very, very interesting film, and it's in theaters now, and I think it's going to be there probably throughout the, as we approach Easter.
Good film, I think, for, like you said, everybody to
Yeah.
see, not just depending on your religion. I think
Great,
anyone can go and
yeah,
check
it's a
it out.
great story.
Okay, still to come on